Reflecting on everything, from your struggles into getting into the master's program, going through the master's program, not being able to clear your final exam, and then now being on the path that you are on now. What do you think is the biggest lesson you learned?
The biggest lesson was that I've learned that everything that I planned, I thought, I had been planned out in life. It didn't happen the way I thought it would. So the one lesson I learned is that you have to be prepared for any uh, changes or because life will not occur, or it won't happen as how you think it's going to happen at times. There will be adversities, there'll be trials, tribulations, there'll be things that don't work out the way you want it to. And so you've got to find a way to go through it. Um, I will admit there were days where, I really had low days, but you've got to just pick up the pieces. You've got to find a way to move on. It's difficult, very, very difficult. I will not lie to you, but eventually you will get to a place where things will get better slowly, uh, and you will be happy. I'm happier now. I've reached a place where I'm past it already. I'm over it. I have no regrets. I thoroughly enjoyed what I did, but I'm enjoying what I do now as well. So,
There are a lot of doctors, mostly young doctors, that if they don't finish housemanship for whatever reason, or they couldn't complete their MOship, or they, fall out after the master's program, there's this kind of shame and stigma that they feel. How would you advise them to, overcome this?
for me, it's simple. You need to be clear in what you want. I mean, if you, I've had doctors, junior doctors, I think housemanship after 2 months they realize this is not what they want in life. Fair enough, go. I mean, good that you've realized this. You can always. I mean, clinical medicine is not for everyone. So if you've decided that this is not what you want, no point forcing yourself to stay in and force yourself to do it. Go ahead. For me personally, that's not a stigma. I think that is a very smart and wise decision, because you've identified it at a very young age. You can actually now move out and start planning your career in a different field. I think that's a very smart decision to make. For those who actually want to continue in clinical medicine, and you want to specialize, there'll be times where you will be faced with a specialist or consultant or a difficult case, and typically somebody's going to scold you or shout at you, or it's going to happen. I know some personally, after all this, they cannot take it and they resign, or they cannot take the on calls and the long working hours, that they resign. For me, if that is part and parcel of the process, okay, if you want to specialize, that is part of the process. Okay, I'm not saying that every scolding or shouting or is appropriate, but that is the process. You got to be tough enough to handle it. Nowhere does it say that if you were to resign and go to private, that private life is any different. You will have your own forms of tribulations, your own form of challenges in a private setting, because you have your different set of KPIs, different set of goals to meet, financially and also administratively. So it's not to say it's easier out there as well. More importantly, you have to form some form of resilience. You have to learn to be a more resilient person. Okay, bad things are going to happen, challenges, got to learn to face them and get through it.
So any more last advice for younger doctors who are thinking of specializing?
If you feel, I would say, know what you're getting yourself into, speak to your seniors, ask them what is it like now, because I think I've left already. So I think I don't really keep in touch. I'm not sure what it's like right now, but I'll speak to your seniors, ask them what it's like, both in the master's and parallel pathway. Get a clearer picture from them, because they are the ones going through it. So it doesn't get any more clearer than them, giving you the full picture. Know what the life is going to be like, know what it entails, the sacrifice that you have to put in, the number of calls you have to do, what is the workload, what are the coursework, logbook, requirements, rotation, I mean, all of this you need to know, gain clarity, gain all that, and then you make an informed decision of whether you want, is this what you really want to do? Because you've got to be committed to it. Because once you get into it, it's just like entering a marriage. You've got to be committed to it. There's no halfway through about this, and the time taken to study for the exams. So you decide, you know, it's not end of the world if you don't join a master's program or be a specialist. No, you know, right now I used to think that way, but now I don't, because I think there are options outside. And for me now, work-life balance is also very important. So if you're thinking of starting a family, you want to spend time with your kids, with your parents, with your friends. Yeah, don't go into the parallel pathway or masters. That's not going to be what you want in life. Go outside, find something different. You'll be much happier. So know what you want. That's the most important thing. But for me, you have to know what you want, then decide accordingly.
Join disruptive doctors. Oh, disruptive doctors. Impact